I want to address and talk about San Francisco and California because me personally, I am still trying to understand what is going on in California, what is going on in San Francisco, Los Angeles, and all of these places to where they're now deciding just out of the blue, no explanation, no reasons, just out of the blue, they just decided we're going to clear up all of these homelessness camps and get it popping. Over in San Francisco in particular, what is this woman's name? Her name is something. What is this? The mayor is London Sneed? I believe her name is London Sneed or something like that over in San Francisco in particular. They are now clearing up and they're stepping up their enforcement of clearing homelessness camps. Right after the Supreme Court made their ruling about homelessness as far as it not being a crime. Check it out. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's get to it, y'all.
Now at 5, the city of San Francisco following up on its pledge to clear streets of homeless encampments. How officials are trying to bring a humane solution to the ever-widening crisis.
Sometimes it takes that opportunity, and then they take it, and that's what we are here for that small window.
I'm not sure, man. Let's try to stay out of jail.
Today's sweep coming less than a week after Governor...
Oh, not trying to stay out of jail. I don't think that's a hard thing to try to do, but I'm with it.
Gavin Newsom urged cities to take action. Good evening. I'm Greg Lee.
And I'm Claudine Wong. New at 5 tonight, KTV's Christian Captain is live for us in San Francisco with the latest on what happened today and where things go from here. Christian?
Yeah, San Francisco's mayor has been saying there was going to be increased effort to eliminate the encampments around the city, and today crews began patrolling the streets of San Francisco, doing just that. The city of San Francisco has started a renewed push to clear tents on the city's streets. Jeffrey Fry says the latest effort from the city means a challenge for him.
Damn right about that. I think it's BS too. But I mean, I guess we're trying to make stuff safer for people or something like that. But I don't know. I think it's still a hassle.
City crews say they try to engage with those living in tents, offering mental health care and/or drug and alcohol counseling, give at least 2 days notice that a sweep is coming, and offer to hold on to the belongings of the person in the tent. The city's homeless outreach teams offer shelter beds that are available immediately.
We offer it, give him what the opportunity is right now. There's this opportunity to be at this navigation center, or at this shelter, or this hotel, that kind of thing, whatever's available in the day. And then
let me say this. I want to give a round of applause for the streets in California, including San Francisco and Los Angeles. Objectively speaking, this is what we want, right? Objectively speaking, I don't care about London Breed. I don't care about Karen Bass. And I certainly think that Gavin Newsom is one of the worst governors in the United States of America. But I got to give credit where credit is due. All of the things that I'm hearing as far as, hey, listen, they engaging them. They telling them a couple days ahead of time. They giving them options. Listen, we can help you. We want to get you inside of these programs. We also have safe spaces and warm spaces for y'all to sleep in. Y'all don't have to be out here. I can't say anything negative. I don't have anything negative to say. I'm not going to just throw them under the bus for the sake of throwing them under the bus. I don't have anything negative to say. If they are saying, and this is the engagement that they're having with the people that's on the streets, and they say, listen, fam, you can't stay here. You got to go somewhere, and we're going to help you, and we're going to make you transition, and we're going to help you get yourself together. You just not going to sit on the streets forever and just be out here. I don't think that they should build $165 million, $600,000 per unit locations for them in the middle of the downtown area. However, if this is what they're doing, and this is what they're funding, and they're trying to be progressive in how it is that they're handling and making things safer, and then ultimately creating an environment that would be more conducive for the people that live in these cities in San Francisco and Los Angeles, I can't. I just can't. I can't criticize it. I got to give them credit.
Then okay, I'll take a navigation center, but all right, let's go.
Joel, who didn't want to reveal his last name, said he's been told he could be arrested if he didn't clear out. He said he just wants to be left alone and that he's not interested in a shelter bed.
Nope.
You go take your stuff in there and just lose everything and get kicked out. I don't know. That's happened to me. I prefer to be out here, but...
No, fam, you cannot live on the sidewalk in front of people's residences and in front of people's businesses. That is not how life works. You can't just go and do what you want to do when you want to do it. Nope. You can't just say, I want to be left alone. That's not how it works, big dog. Respectfully. And what people don't understand is that, a lot of people say, oh my God, we got to solve for it. When you give a lot of people options, I'm just going to be absolutely honest and transparent. When you give people options a lot of times, they do not want the help. They prefer to stay in squalor. They prefer to stay suffering. They prefer to stay in the spaces that they're in. And they don't want to fix themselves. They don't want to change. They don't want to evolve. They don't want to become better. They rather just take their chances on the streets, even if they got resources. So a lot of people will often at times will say, man, how come we don't have more shelter for the homeless? There is shelter that's unused. There is shelter that is unused. A lot of these people do not want to answer to authority. I'm going to tell you, some people, a lot of people, not all, a lot of these people are having self-inflicted wounds. They blame it on society. They blame it on culture. They make other people's lives uncomfortable. And this is just the facts. This is just the facts. When you offer them help and resources and transitions and opportunities, they turn it down. They don't want your help. They want to continue to do what they want to do when they want to do it. And that's not how society works. We are a society of laws, and they have to be enforced. And at the same time, there is engagement that also offers you opportunities to do something different, and they don't want to. So at that point, you have to then enforce the law and say, hey, listen, you messing up the money out here. Tourists don't want to walk down here. It smell like pee. You can't keep doodling out here on the streets and then expecting people to step over it. That's not how the law works. Thank you for the super chats. And I'm going to be reading the Cash App shortly.
We'll see what happens.
This latest push to clear encampments comes a month after the United States Supreme Court cleared the way, and less than a week after Governor Gavin Newsom ordered state agencies to step up their enforcement and asked cities to do the same. The mayor said San Francisco's plans have been in the works for weeks. She said San Francisco can be compassionate, offering help, while at the same time making homelessness so difficult that it pushes people to accept the help the city is offering.
We are doing everything we can to make it clear to people that our expectation is that you take us up on our offer for services. And if you don't, we want to make things less comfortable for you.
Advocates for the homeless say there are many reasons why shelters don't work for some people, and that following sweeps, the most vulnerable are worse off than before.
Giving a short notice and then coming in and removing an encampment doesn't change the basic problem of someone having nowhere to go and not having a place to live, not having a...
They literally are offering you a place to go, and then transition services and also assistance when it comes to mental health, drug abuse, alcohol, all of that. This is a person that's probably going to vote for Kamala Harris. I can just tell you that right now. I could tell by the glasses. I could tell by the streaks in her hair. I could tell by how unorganized everything that is around her. I could tell by the unpackaged and the packed up stuff that's haven't been unpackaged and not organized and the boxes in the back. And then she got the wired headphones on and stuff like that. I could tell you right now that this is a person that's going to, with her foggy glasses, vote for Kamala Harris. You cannot continue to sleep on the streets and think that that's a solution. You can't.
Shelter.
The men we spoke with today said they planned on moving a few blocks away and then maybe moving back to that same location later on if they can. The city says it can maintain this level of sweep for now, and officials are hoping that as more people take the city up on the offer for shelter, there will be fewer encampments to sweep. We're live in San Francisco. Christian Cafton, KTVU.
Did you see what they said? They don't want your help. When it comes to a solution, you also have to have aggression. You have to have some uncomfortable conversations, and you got to make things uncomfortable for people, because if you continue to let lawlessness run rampant inside of your city, it's going to turn into an encampment. And they said, listen, that's cool. We're going to move up the block to 2 streets over, up the block. And then when y'all leave here, we're going to come back here and we're going to re-poop on the streets, and we ain't going to trip about it. And so this is an example of why a lot of times y'all think that things are going bad because it's the city's fault and all of that stuff. It's the city's fault for not dealing with it when they see it to become the problem and they let it spiral out of control. But these people feel entitled. They feel entitled to be able to set up camp right in front of your shops. Also, on top of that, RVs are now starting to be parked along the Pacific Coast Highway, and people are complaining about it.
Now at 10:30, dozens of RVs being parked along Pacific Coast Highway for days, weeks, and in some cases even months. And residents say enough is enough. They say the RVs pose a health concern along that scenic stretch of coastline, and they want them moved as soon as possible.
Chris Wolf is live in Malibu with more on the growing problem. Chris.
Micah and Sandy, those RVs and campers are near us. Behind me, lining PCH through Malibu and Pacific Palisades. As you said, many residents say the vehicles are part of an exploding homeless encampment that is dirty and dangerous. If you drive along Pacific Coast Highway in the Pacific Palisades area, you're bound to pass lines of RVs and campers on either side of the highway. One woman who travels here frequently says the number of these vehicles has been exploding in the last couple of months. She's not alone in calling for Governor Gavin Newsom.
They said we want a water view. They said we're going to live right off the water, right on the water. That's crazy.
To follow through on his recent directive to state agencies to clear homeless encampments from state land. His order follows a U.S. Supreme Court ruling allowing cities to enforce bans on sleeping outside in public. Newsom says the High Court is giving state and local officials the authority to clear unsafe encampments from the streets while acting with compassion. It's unclear exactly where those moved are supposed to go. However, people like
you're supposed to go to an RV site. This is not an opportunity for you to live free on the water for the rest of your life. You are supposed to go to a site, an RV site, and pay your fair share. Pay your fair share. A lot of people don't go and get jobs and they don't make the adjustment because they're not forced to. They don't think that the rules apply to them. They don't think that the rules apply to them. They only going to do what they want to do, and they're going to make it uncomfortable for everybody else. And if you don't like it, so what? Do something then. Do something about it.
Malibu resident Gloria Romero, a former state senator, say the situation cannot be ignored.
And we all want to be compassionate and caring, but allowing people to lie in filth and live in filth, that's not compassionate.
Romero points to weekly warnings from the LA County Public Health Department about dangerous bacteria levels in the ocean, which she believes can be traced, at least in part, to the RVs lining PCH.
Illegally parked RVs staying there and then dumping basically human waste as runoff into the ocean.
For the most part, no, it's not a homeless situation. It's just a parking situation. There's more working people out here than there are homeless people out here.
Dennis Piggy explains he comes down for the summer from Palmdale with his wife to enjoy the beach. He says he'd rather pay parking tickets than the cost of an RV campground space or hotel room, and that people shouldn't have to be wealthy to enjoy the coast. He adds that the neighbors he encounters are respectful of the environment.
I can't speak for everybody. I can just speak for myself.
LA County.
Listen, man, I'm telling you, it's going to get worse before it gets better, especially with the way that y'all voting. And I got to give California at least, we held them accountable for allowing for this problem to spiral out of control. I got to give them a round of applause on this one. I'm sorry. I know y'all want me to be mean, but objectively speaking, until I see something different, somebody said come back in November after the election and it's going to be bad again. Don't worry, we'll still be doing shows on the Millionaire Morning Show, and if we see things continue to spiral out of control, or if we have our meetup over there, when we have our meetup out there in California, somewhere LA or whatever, up and down the coast, and then I make a drive and I make a whole vlog and a video about it, then we're going to be holding them accountable again. But as far as the way that they're handling this thing, I cannot hold them accountable. I got to give them some credit for that. So shout out to California and San Francisco and these places for now starting to clear out these homelessness camps and get things back to normal. Let me go.